Now, welcome to Story Time. If this is your first time, thank you for stopping by. If you're already a subscriber and you're returning, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for giving me your time. So this is Story Time. Story Time is a segment whereby people bang out their stories. They shoot me an email and to footchannel1960@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, look in the description below. You find my email address. You can always send me your stories, and if they're great, I can convert them to a video like this and then share it with the audience and stuff. Right, so this episode is sponsored by Sendwave. Sendwave is basically an app that you can download within the 2 shakes of a duck still on your mobile devices, be it Android, be it iPhone device. It allows you to send money from Italy, Spain, Ireland, United Kingdom, and United States of America to Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya, right? Sendwave do not charge you additional commission. You can, once you're set up, you can send this within comfort of your home and your office. Use my promo code Phrankleen, okay, as it's spelled on my channel, and you get £5, $5, and or €5 added to your very first transaction. Feel free to share this promo code with your friends and or families. All right, Sendwave, don't forget to download. Right, so these gentlemen banged out this email, and I'm going to read it out to you. I most recently got married, and I will be joining my wife in the UK as soon as the travel ban is lifted and I am cleared with my visa. The missus is based in London and is a citizen. I've been in the UK a couple of times, but this time I'm coming in, as a husband and a family man, and there's a little bit of trepidation about what to expect with family life. To me, the biggest thing right now is to uphold and maintain my new home and ensure my woman is happy. Herein lies my worry. What to do to ensure I not only survive but thrive well in the UK as a young chap, with family. That I won't lie, I'm very scared of this new role, and the truth is that I can't, start falling. He used a slang, basically he doesn't want to disappoint, his wife and I think his own family back home and stuff. So he's thoroughly scared of, coming over here and not knowing exactly what to expect, what to do. He's worried about his African pride and all that stuff. Right, let me see. I've watched your videos and there was just something so sincere and intense about your words and body language that told me, speak to this guy and he'll understand and know, which is why I've messaged you. Right, so long and short is the brother is due to join his wife in the UK and to come live here permanently, and I'm sure they've got kids and stuff, so he's desperately worried. And from some other things I've seen in there, he's worried about, he doesn't know exactly what he will be getting into, and he's leaving the sort of territory that he knows from back home, which is in Africa, and coming here. Is before you even migrate, I'd imagine that you and your so-called wife, should have, if you haven't, it would be surprising, should have had a sit down, and particularly because she's a permanent resident, she's a British citizen like you indicated, you should have had conversations. I don't know what your background is, academically, or in terms of what skill set you possess and stuff. So if your wife wants you to come and join her in the UK, it's great, but it's not enough to just say to come. You basically should have discussed what options. If you've got this educational background, you can get into this field. Maybe you got an IT background, you'll be able to get an IT job if you apply. Or maybe you have got tailoring skills, right? You can start sewing people's clothing and start making money from home, and then you get your own shop. Or maybe you're good at hairdressing. The long and short is maybe you got a civil engineering background. It means you might be able to get into the civil engineering, job sector here in the UK. So these things should have been on the drawing board. You should have basically gone through the nitty-gritty, and she should have been able to help you, guide you to say, right, these are realistically how this is going to pan out, and that really helps your transition into the society to be sort of, it reduces the panic and the transition. You blend in seamlessly, if that makes sense. Expect cultural shock. There's a huge jurisdictional difference in terms of the UK jurisdiction compared with where you're coming from in Africa. It's totally different. There's a cultural difference. So I don't know what your relationship with your wife was, when you were back in Africa, or how you met and stuff. You've not told me that. But since you've indicated that you got kids, there's number one thing, which is a big thing for any family. There is what we call school run. School run is basically where you wake up in the morning. It's not gender specific. You have to work together as a team. So depending on the nature of your wife's job, it might be that, when you land, I'm guessing she will be in employment, okay? I'm guessing. You've not said anything about what she does for a living, but I'm guessing she will be working or whatever. You may have to be doing the school run whereby you drop your child in the morning early before the school starts, and then you have to do the school run when they close at about 3 o'clock to go get the child. And that's very important, okay? Even some people, depend on your life, some people have to work night shift and all that stuff, whereby maybe the woman works night shift, she comes back home very early in the morning, she has to get some sleep, you have to get the kids ready, or vice versa, right? And the reason, again, I digress, and I don't mean this to make a blanket type of statement, but it's very common back home in Africa, whereby it's probably, school run is probably seen as a female only type of duty. That's not to suggest that there are not fathers, African fathers, who don't wake up. There are fathers who wake up and take their children to school and get them ready. But just in case you may have been mentally fine-tuned to live your life that way, that's not going to wash here. And believe me, when it comes to kids, couples raising kids and having agreement on responsibilities and stuff, it's one of the fundamental problems that may potentially break your relationship. That's very, very important. And the reason why I'm saying it's very important that you should have had that conversation with your missus is because finance plays a huge role, okay? And I understand, I align with you about your concerns because of the cultural shock. You're coming into an environment where things are set in stone, right? So the long and short is, I'm guessing it will take you a bit to then, in terms of saying you want to find your feet. You haven't got experience within the confines of this country, so you basically have to start from somewhere. It might take a while, given the current climate and all the palaver that's going on globally. It might even be a bit harder to get that job that you're looking for. So what that means is, for the time being, your wife will be the main source of income for the family. I'm talking hypothetically, I don't know who she is. Is she going to be all right with that? If there is a mutual agreement, mutual understanding, because if you don't find a job the next 6, 7, 8 months, it should, like I always say, such should not be weaponized. Don't bring a man out here and then start shouting and yelling at him that he's jobless when he's in fact, so I can understand your concerns. You don't want to be in a position where you're trapped in a system where you're struggling to understand, and there's a blind panic of wanting to get an income, and then because you're not getting any money in, and then it starts to get weaponized against you, which I would expect any sensible partner not to do same. But people come in different shapes and sizes. So finance plays a major role. And again, just to give you a heads up, over here, the system here is crazy, you dig? So I'm hoping everything works out for you. Don't gravitate towards violence or physical abuse, because within the 2 shakes of a duck, still click on the mobile phone, and she pulls in the coppers if there is domestic issues. And again, domestic violence, just to be clear, is not gender specific. Men are violent, women are equally violent, equally being the objective word. But I'm addressing you now, okay? I'm hoping and I'm assuming you're a level-headed brother. But sometimes when tension in an environment you're not used to, the behavioral pattern, the system of doing things kind of doesn't resonate with you, it might affect the way you lash out, the way you react, the way and it might end up having adverse effect on your overall life. Over here, if you get trapped in the corner by the police and then things like maybe they get you done for assault and things like that, the moment you slap it on your police record, you're done. because most employment, they have to do background checks and, criminal checks and all that stuff. And in order for you to progress and navigate through the system, virtually everything's computerized, okay? So the tax system's connected, the police database, they can connect to the immigration records and things like that. So I'm guessing for somebody like you who's still coming, you'll have to be in here for a few years in order for you to then hopefully at some point, I'm sure you'd want to become a British citizen. So you don't want to have any police records stain against your name. So it doesn't sabotage your chances of becoming a citizen in future, even after you become a citizen. Does that make sense? So, but above all, my bonus contribution to this: get rid of third parties. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth parties, okay? And that applies to both of you. You'll enjoy your relationship. Hopefully your partners go ahead screwed on. Just get rid of third parties. The Western life is crazy. There's so many crazy women out there, man, that will sow the seed of discord in your relationship. There's so many dudes, they probably want to get between your woman's legs. They're looking at your woman. They know she's stunning. She's a beautiful woman, hardworking. All they need is a tiny little window for you to slip up. If you don't protect the gate to your house, to your marriage, it's a figure of speech, right? People outside the confines of that marriage don't really give a toss about what goes on inside. People like it when there is a damage, when there is a problem, so they can rip into your midst and just tear everything down. If you let third parties in, it's game over. Don't do religious leaders, pastor said and all that crap. I mean, that's just my view. I don't believe in that nonsense to start with, okay? Skip it 100 and one step at a time, you will learn how things work around here. It's not all that, to be honest. But I wish you all the best. It's not all that. It's not all that. But make the best of whatever opportunities come your way, and I hope you be successful. You gather money and stuff, but it's not all that in the West. It's not. It's your boy Phrankleen. Don't forget to download Sendwave, okay? Use my promo code Phrankleen to get £5, $5, and or €5 added to your very first transaction. If you want to support my channel, guys, please support my channel via Patreon. Minimum $5 a month or $10 a month, or via my PayPal. There's a link in the description for everything, or Cash App. I've got Cash App. A lot of you Americans and those in the EU, Cash App also makes it easy to support the channel, all right? Look in the description below. Thank you for watching. What do you think? What would you advise the brother, to do? That's the way I see it, all right? Keep it simple, without third parties, and I wish you all the best. And be the greatest dad to your kids. Just amalgamate your feelings, your thought process with your missus. Work together as a team, and I hope it works hard for you, man. Peace and love. Bye now.